Hey people, Injured here, 1v1, Ashes of Typhon, blue side. It's BestN00b with a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins, with a retinue of stormtroopers can add to this retinue throughout the game, giving him more abilities with his really strong defense and support. We have the Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme, with the gas masks, and that seems useful on this map, I think. And up against, this translates as Spider Professor, so we'll go with that. As a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat, some powerful disruption and support. Not sure if Spider Professor is someone else under a different name. Have a Sentinel up, of course, for BestN00b. Expect this thing to just march forward and start harassing those Dire Avengers. Not a lot that Spider Professor can do about it until the Shurikens hit. Looks like we're not going to see triple Dire Avengers though. Then they get the power up a little bit earlier, and then straight into the Shuriken, or Shurikens as it may be. For some reason, these rocks in particular are only light cover. Not a lot of consistency with the objects in the game, as you soon learn when you try to make maps. These guardsmen here are just backfilling some caps. Those guys grab the VP, but the Sentinel will just decap it. Where are the other guardsmen? They're on the other side. Lord General's here too to tie things up and probably shoot some power at the moment. Yep, maybe. There we go, he's got that bolt gun that he wields one-handed because of that bionic arm. Just like bolt a plasma cannon to it, buddy, or something. Sentinel did take some damage. BestN00b is generally pretty good at using these things though. Not a whole lot of pressure on it until the Shuriken hits. Can they peel off one of these Stormtrooper models maybe? Here comes the Warlock. Might see the Immolator Blade for him. It helps him to put the pressure on the Guardsmen so that they can't just freely repair this guy. The Sentinel, that is. Has done some decent damage to it. And hasn't lost... Have they lost the Dire Avenger yet? I don't see any bodies on the ground. Oh, there's one. There's one. Maybe they've lost one. Special attack misses, but so does the Stomp. Was not expecting the special. Thought the Warlock was going to keep moving forward there. First Shuriken is up, and I think we're going to see two of them. We'll see how BestN00b responds. Could get Catechins, could get the Spotters, could just divide and conquer. Flank and wait for tier 2, get the very quick Chimera up. Warlock runs away, did get a decent Destructor off, but was a bit too far from his army. See a energy shield going up. Now the Sentinel can't brazenly just walk into this. Will take a lot of damage from the Shuriken if he gets close. Some repairs now. And BestN00b takes the contested VP. The Lord General is quite low. Shuriken creeps forward. Might be able to just creep up with this. Oh, Sentinel's found a way in. The Lord General, I think, is going to die, but they do get the Stomp. Served as a distraction. I think so. Yeah, they're down. Guardsmen trying to put some pressure on. Maybe they should be trying to tie up that Shuriken right now. But they in turn are being tied up. Do they win that melee fight when it's 9v5? They don't have their sergeants right now. Look at this pressure. No sergeants, even. No, nothing for the Warlock yet. Here's the second Shuriken. Decent Destructor and some suppression. Gets a good leap. Those guys are off the field. Should be able to push him back a bit here. The Sentinel survived. Did so much work there. So much. And I think BestN00b is just going tier 2. Seems like it. Shuriken's going to try and cap here with just one model remaining to psychically tell that thing where to go, I think, is what they do. Not sure. Someone did tell me once in the comments how these platforms work. Can they get onto the power? Do have a couple of grenades. Sentinel needs some repairs. There it is. So Imperial Guard vehicles are unique in that the first unit to repair them repairs them for slightly more. I think it's 15 per second rather than 10. And after that you get normal repair rate. Used to be that Guardsmen just repair faster, but they switched it up a bit. And there's the tier 2 for BestN00b straight into a Chimera, and then we'll see most likely Spider Professor go into some Wraith Guard. Maybe double Wraith Guard, that's always fun. And then BestN00b into Ogrins to respond, using the Carapace armor to break suppression and stuff. We'll see if it all plays out like that. There was some good pressure on the power. His Spider Professor got both Shurikens in place. Should be on it, I think. Here we go. Just waiting for that second shuriken to come in. Double repairs now for the Sentinel. I feel like the Warlock should be just running into these guardsmen here. There's nothing to stop him really, aside from the stomp. But he can bait the stomp pretty well with a single entity, I think. 469 to 343. BestN00b, meanwhile, is getting some VPs. Yeah, a bit slow on this offensive here, I think, Spider Professor. I feel like the Warlock maybe could have got in and disrupted and chopped up some guardsmen there. Maybe it would have eaten the stomp. But it would have bought a little bit of time for this power bash. They got 2 gens. And Chimera is on the way for BestN00b. Tier 2 now for Spider Professor. Not too far off, getting some Wraith Guard up. They're generally pretty effective against the Imperial Guard. Those big old Wraith Cannons are painful. Still no sergeants on these guardsmen here. Almost unheard of. In Tier 2, 2 guardsmen squad, no sergeant. It's only 75 requisition, I think. There's like no reason why they couldn't have got it. I think it's worth the upkeep. I mean, the Imperial Guard did get nerfed a couple of updates ago in their reinforcement cost and time. So this early Chimera build, not as effective as it was a couple of updates ago, and BestN00b was so good at using it, won the Elite League with this, pretty much. Now we're going to see it again in 294. See how it fares. Some guardsmen inside there, they can shoot out of the Chimera using the little turrets that are on the side. And one squad can operate all of them, as you can see. Also allows you to reinforce your infantry going for a power bash. They're probably going to get a full bash here. Here comes a Falcon. It's not Wraith Guard, it's a Falcon from Spider Professor. Sentinel gets a decap. Oh, heavy turret being dropped in. Good move from BestN00b. That's going to make the power bash go a lot quicker. And completely wreck the Falcon if he gets close. Guardsman here on capping duty. Lord General still capping stuff over here too. Yeah, the relative slowness at which Spider went after that power there, I think, has cost him a lot of momentum. Falcon is going to hit the field though. And does have some half decent anti-vehicle damage, so can put some pressure on the Chimera. Doesn't want to get close to the heavy turret, but Spider Professor should know that it's there. I still think Wraith Guard is the play, but Falcon does give you that mobility up this western side. Grenades going in on the Chimera there. Also hit the Lord General perhaps. Oh! Heavy turret's going to kill this thing in 3 hits, you know. 1 rear armor hit, 2 hits. 1 on the front, 1 on rear armor. Okay, says Spider Professor, yeah. Heavy turret does not mess around. Falcon basically did nothing for Spider Professor there. Wraith Guard? Can you say Wraith Guard? How much are Wraith Guard? Are they 450, 50 or 450, 60, something like that? Maybe we'll see. Oh, it's an Autarch being dropped in. Wow, the grenades actually did some good damage there, and the Right Lance is helping to finish off the heavy turret. Heavy turrets have vehicle armor, so small arms like this little sword, and piercing damage doesn't do a lot to it. Stomp gets them both. They should be able to whittle it down though. Chimera keeps the pressure up. Autarch, good disruption and support. Can jump around and buff things and heal them. And knock stuff over. I think she's going to get this turret down. Yeah, 1 more hit will do it. Got that inspiration on kill. And then leaps forward to get the decap. Well done, Autarch. Got a little bit of XP too. Lord General there to harass her. Chimera needs some repairs, and Eldar have pushed up, or down I guess, the west side to decap some stuff. Just not too bad. Despite the early Falcon loss, they're doing okay. 461 to 160. Grenade misses, but they can retreat just fine. Not sure what this thing's up to. It's going to cap. So Autarch decided to get her spear out and start smacking on the Lord General. Does she get away though? She does. It's a power melee spear, unlike the Howling Banshee spear, which is heavy melee. Guardsmen taking back their natural VP. Shuriken's going to set up rather than cap. Generally, you fight then cap if you're near the point. Man, took a lot of damage from those frag missiles. Warlock jumping in, but then gets stomped in the face and has to run. No war gear for this guy. Anything for the Lord General? Nope. Can't believe how quickly that heavy turret dealt with that Falcon. 2 shots. Unless there was another shot before that I missed. Which is entirely possible. Best noob now, double Stormtroopers. Expecting Wraithguard, maybe those guys can outrange them, especially if you have the sniper rifle. 409 to 160. Big VP lead for Best Noob here. Autarch jumping in. Good opening to a fight. There's an Autarch jumping in there. Then gets stomped. Here's guys using their embolden ability to get some more damage output, and I think some damage resistance too, given it to them by their Exarch leaders. Autarch took a lot of damage though. If those guys were up a little bit faster, you know, you jump in, follow up the jump with some grenades. If you're on the floor, you can't avoid them. Just mistimed it a little bit. Didn't quite get close enough. Puts those turrets up nice and quick. Sorry, the shields up nice and quick though. Not something you always see from Eldar players. The shields are a little bit underutilized in general, especially in 3v3s. Ouch. Grenade there from the Stormtroopers. I think they do have the assault kit. Gives them better guns and those frag grenades. These guys don't have an upgrade yet. And it is Wraithguard from Spider Professor. Can they get... I don't think they're going to risk getting this VP here. Warlock is a run-in. Still no war gear for this guy. Now, he does have good support abilities. I think he should get some stuff to support the Wraithguard. Can get Enhance, can get Channeling. Can get Cloak of Shadows. Cloak of Shadows and Enhance would be pretty fun, I think, from the Falchu's wing. Sneaky Stormtroopers. Just get in behind the shield. And are they tied up in melee, are they? They are. So the Chimera is free to get forward. Yeah, it was pretty effective, and can't see them without rangers on the field. Because they probably don't want to get... Here's your Wraithguard. Already have their Spirit Seer Warlock to help them see further and move a bit faster. The Warlock will also provide those bonuses. These guys have these Wraith Cannons. Big damage to all targets with small area of effect and suppression. And they themselves are immune to suppression. Do we see Best Noob responding with the Carapace Armor? Not yet. Warlock must flee. And yeah, I think he would do well to get some supportive war gear for these guys. Okay, down goes a Sentinel. Already done a good job, because that thing had missiles on it. Those missiles were painful. The Guardsmen now are up to 12 models, so they have their Sergeants and their Commissars. See what the Wraithguard can do with those Wraith Cannons. Forcing a bunch of reinforcement. They are reinforcing 3 at a time now. There's certainly not 3. Oh, the Spirit Seer Warlock went down. He saw it stunned the Wraithguard there. But look at that. Melting those Stormtroopers. Can't quite hit them on retreat though. Those Wraith Cannons have a wind-up time, so if you're moving around a lot, it can be hard to hit stuff. They'll do a lot of damage to the Chimera, but Best Noob is doing a really good job keeping it just out of range and frustrating those Wraithguard. Here's a creeping barrage from an off-map Basilisk, the Lord General calling it in. Warlock arrives a little bit late. Still doesn't have any war gear, this guy. Level 3, 381 to 158. Some fancy special attacks that don't hit. And has to run away. Doesn't have any power here. What is this? It's an Autarch decapping things. Nothing to bash. Warlock barely gets away. Some repairs now for the Chimera. It's done amazingly well for Best Noob. And still no war... Oh, I can't select him. He's inside the Chimera most likely. What is this? Autarch being annoying. Gets into base. Needs to run now. Those base turrets had her suppressed. Big blob of Eldar. That is grenade bait there for the 2 Stormtroopers. Spread up. Spread out a bit now. Still no war gear for that Warlock. Are we going to see double Wraithguard here? They're picking off models pretty well. Really good Chimera usage. There's the Warlock now. Popping the fleet to get after those Stormtroopers. Throughout that Destructor 2, the Wraithguard get dealt with there. Shuriken's in trouble. Autarch wasn't here either. They've now got plasma guns, so they can, if they spread out, do some good damage to those Wraithguard. Wraithguard are heavy infantry, so they're weak to plasma guns. Although the other squad doesn't have them yet. Autarch getting in there, getting some kills. Needs to be so careful though, because these Stormtroopers deliver their damage in those tight bursts. Your health can evaporate so quickly. Chimera, nope. Something inside that Chimera leveled up there. Oh, the Warlock went down. There's a sloppy loss from Spider Professor. Wraithguard kind of carrying his army here. Hasn't been able to make great use of those grenades. Been tough to get close. Look at that Chimera. Keeping it at perfect range here. 341 to 128. Just frustrating those Wraithguard. They got maybe one hit on there, I think, with one of the Wraith Cannons. Surprised the Autarch isn't jumping in. She's done well, actually. She's level 2 now. Yeah, just target the Guardsman if this thing's going to keep backing away. Where are the channeling runes from the Warlock to keep these guys healed up? Or enhance, which gives you a speed buff and a damage buff. Oh, it's going for a Wraith Lord. BestN00b is being bled requisition here quite significantly. Can certainly feel the difference from the 292 days. Warlock is level 4. Basilisk creeping barrage and some friendly fire there. 317 to 128. Spider Professor is keeping themselves in this game. The BestN00b seems relatively comfortable on that east side. It's just about these natural VPs now. This power got decapped as well. Wraith Lord is up. They invested a lot into this guy when they have very little power income, so it needs to do some work here. Look at that big old Ghost Glaive sword, which will do good damage to all targets. Wrist-mounted Shuriken Catapult can get a shoulder-mounted weapon too. Don't see one yet. Doesn't have the power to get one. BestN00b most likely will just respond with a las cannon, I guess. Unless they really want that tier 3. I think you've got to get a las cannon. Otherwise this thing just pushes you back, runs into base. And smacks you around. Could get anti-armor... Oh, these fellas died. Could get anti-armor Stormtroopers, but... got to get close with those guys, and that could be tough with the Shuriken and Wraithguard. As soon as they become visible, Wraithguard unload on them. Yep, it's a heavy weapon squad, most likely a las cannon. Wraith Lord got a bit of XP there. And still no war gear for this Warlock. I really think something to support those Wraithguard would really help in these fights. Don't have the resources right now. Wraith Lord took a lot. Autarch with some decaps. There's only a node here. Is it plasma for both guardsmen now? It is. Up to those 12 models. Good luck getting into cover, guys. Some of you can. Wraithguard bashing the node. This Spirit Seer Warlock's going to die in a second. Oh, they have to retreat. Wraith Lord has gone for the shoulder-mounted Bright Lance, which it can fire on the move, good damage against this Chimera. This is the Stormtroopers working that west side. Don't really have a great way to stop that, because they can't spot them over there. 271 to 128. Destructor goes in again. And Warlock backs away. Here comes the Chimera. And the las cannon is ready. Just drove forward to lure the Wraith Lord out. There's one shot. And we have fire on my target from the sniper rifle. And it was close enough to affect the las cannon there. think the Wraith Lord is done for. Yeah. Couple more shots from the las cannon, it's done for. Needs to get onto the las cannon to stand a chance, but he gets into the Chimera. Well played, BestN00b. He's chasing it. Can he get the Chimera here with that Bright Lance? It can't quite do it. Wraith Lord turns around, but it might be too late. The plasma guns will also be doing some kind of damage to it. I mean, more than las guns, that's for sure. It's going to go down here. Chimera's back. Unloads the las cannon. And one more. It's done for. Wraith Lord is down. I think double Wraith Guard would have been better. But easier for me to say that now. Lord the General is level 3. And the Stormtroopers continue. Oh, looks like they grenaded these Dire Avengers here. Continue to harass this west side. These guys are almost level 3 as well. Has a bunch of resources, Spider Professor. Yeah, I'd probably just get more Wraith Guard. Could they stall to tier 3? I mean, why? Your Fire Prism just get eaten by Lehman Russes. Seer Council, maybe? I mean, they could do some work. They could put some pressure on. 240 to 114 on the VPs. They've certainly got a lot of VPs back, Spider Professor. They were like 300 or 400 behind at one point, I believe. And the Wraith Guard continues to be a big threat. Level 3. And oh, was another Wraith Lord for a second, but now they cancel it to get some more Wraith Guard. Stormtroopers continue to do this. All these guys reinforcing off the Chimera. They have gone tier 3 though, BestN00b. Taking the power back. We have a webway, and this will be a healing webway thanks to the Warlock. Our Avengers suddenly appear. Level 4 as well. Warlock will retake it. I'm surprised those guys got back in there. I thought they'd fleet up and decap this VP. Huh. Did they come back over here? I don't know. Okay, they're using the webway again. Here comes the Chimera up the west side. Maybe the Wraith Guard will get into the webway and attack it from here. Warlock jumping over the big old crater. Chimera just cleaning house over there. Lots of energy shields. And they're not actually using the webway. We do have double Wraith Guard in play though. Only one of them has the Spirit Seer Warlock because it will affect the other Wraith Guard too. 240 to 100. 1-to-1 cap is a las cannon capping now. And triple Wraith Guard for Spider Professor. So BestN00b most likely will not get a Lehman Russ, right? Against triple Wraith Guard. It's a big risk. I'm not sure if they've seen the second one. They must have seen the second one. Yeah, definitely seen it now. And soon they're going to see a third. And what the hell do you do about that? Ogrins? Do you just get Ogrins up? Get that Carapace armor? Or top with a fancy special attack there. Very, very fancy. Been taking lessons from the Warlock, maybe. Who still doesn't have any war gear. Wraith Guard, I think, are able to cap this even if the Spirit Seer dies. Those guys will be able to cap. They turn to engage. And the Spirit Seer dies. Didn't affect those guys over there. They were far enough away. Oh, the Warlock guys. Here we see the Carapace will stand firm, giving suppression immunity for 15 seconds. Also gives some more energy and health to the Lord General himself. And it did well. It did well. The Lord General can get pretty energy intensive with all of his potential abilities. Still 2 Wraith Guard here though. And I'm surprised we haven't seen any support war gear from the Warlock. Cloak of Shadows would be really good here. Infiltrate everything and give it 15% damage resist around the Warlock. Really useful for these ranged firefights. And then you could throw up Enhanced too. Warlock levels to 5. Yeah, I think they've really missed out not investing in the Warlock here. Got plenty of resources to do it right now. Tons of red. Maybe they want to get tier 3 for Eldritch. And it is Ogrins for best noob in tier 3. And yeah, they can drop their own loot. Keeping the pressure up here. Can't get on the VP. But certainly keeping the pressure up. Is that a Shuriken? It is. Watching the east side. Wraithguard dropping models. So best noob knows that there's a webway gate over there now. 185 to 100. Couldn't quite get onto the VP. Didn't want to push it anymore, I guess. Oh, they're back for more. That's double Wraithguard coming at you. Triple Wraithguard now. Although one of those squads only has one model in it. How slow they are without the spirits here, fella. Uh-oh. That's a rocket run. And that's a pretty damn good one. Hit those two Wraithguard pretty flush, although the second run didn't hit these guys. So a lot of reinforcing for Spider Professor to do. They have tons of red now, look at this. They're not tier 3, so they can't use their nuke. But they can use Distort Field and the everyone move faster now. Forgot what the name of that is. Fleet? Is it like mass fleet or something? Got full power in there. But there's a bunch of reinforcing to do. It's 8 power to reinforce a Wraithguard model. It's not cheap. 154 to 100. Best noob is going to get a 2 to 1 here. We have another heavy weapon squad. Maybe with an autocannon or something. Here are your Ogrins. Already have their bonehead leader knocking back their own allies, but they're going for it. Popped the stand firm, so they're not going to get suppressed by the Wraithguard. For now, anyway. And the Warlock is going to die. So maybe we'll see the Witchblade of Kurnus to help control these Ogrins. Or a warp throw or something. Something, please. Warlock, get some gear, buddy. Okay, the march with the triple Wraithguard. Can they push through? 154 to 78. Amazing Chimera usage from Best Noob here. Been pretty much flawless with it. And it may look easy, but it's really not. In Dawn of War 2, vehicles are a little bit schizophrenic. Makes it look easy. 154 to 66. Creeping barrage there. Kind of mostly hit the crater though, it seemed. Just constantly frustrating the Wraithguard. Keeping at the edge of range a lot of times. Also, they got a couple of good volleys here though. Just reinforcing off the Chimera. Meaning not killing much more than 3 per hit. And he's spending 19 requisition and getting 3 back. 154 to 57. Gets back onto that VP. I think they're going to get a 2 to 1. Maybe the Shuriken should have been brought over there. Maybe suppression would have set up some more Wraithguard hits and stop those plasma gun shots coming back. So what did this guy get? Oh, he's just got a heavy bolter to watch the VP here. Here are the Ogrin's back. Actually got a decent amount of XP actually. Didn't think they smacked a bunch of stuff. There's a 2 to 1 for Best Noob. Warlock is down. No requisition. Needs to use that red. Put some distort field up. Really well timed grenade there by Spider actually. But the Ogrins get in. Stand firm is up. Needs to split up the Wraithguard a bit here. Because they will do friendly fire. And a creeping barrage. Here we go. They scare him off. But Best Noob is set up on this VP now. Guardsmen do have a reinforcement ready to go. Just need to get closer to the Chimera. There it is. Boom. So satisfying to see those Wraithguard just turn things into mulch. 154 to 16. Did the Shuriken move? Oh, the Shuriken's down. Shuriken got taken out by something over there. Didn't even realise. The volleys on the Chimera have been few and far between from the Wraith Guard. Maybe a Warp Spider squad, maybe double Wraith Guard with the Warp Spider to get that haywire would have been able to take down the Chimera better than triple Wraith Guard. But look at that, how can he turn that down? And I still think the Warlock with some war gear would have made a big difference to these engagements. What's this? We have the Commissar Retinue member on the Lord General. He's level 7. Certainly shot a lot of stuff, hasn't he? 2-1 for Spider. But something is decapping over there. It's Ogrins. Those fellas are tough. Not sure what those guys can do. They can chuck a grenade, but they'll just get back up again and start capping. Wraith Guard are having some fun. Level 4, level 3, level 2. I mean, they've certainly killed a lot of stuff. But it's mostly been guardsmen. Dire Avenger's got a kill there in melee. Are the Ogrins going to finish that cap? Those Dire Avengers did not get away. Oh, these guys got a decap over here. Single now for Spider, but that's going to be a tough retreat for these Wraith Guard. Are they going to drop one here? No, they all have at least 2 models. They'll be fine. And the Ogrins could not finish the cap. Wow. Did the Warlock get involved? Still got no war gear. Just going to try and harass this cap here. Chimera parks right in his face. Goes for the decap. But takes so much damage so quickly. Doesn't have any requisition now for war gear. Warlock dropped in. The first one did pretty well. Just took eyes off her for a second and she died. It often happens with Autarchs, to be honest. But there she is again. Jumping in, smacking stuff. Still on 2 VPs here. Spider Professor. Can BestN00b see this out? Ogrins are back on the east side. Just needs to decap it. Oh, maybe not. Got their natural back. Autarch sprinting forward. And, yep, goes for the decap. Here come the triple Wraith Guard. And there's a juicy blob of guardsmen there. Boom, boom. Holy crap. Almost wiped them out with a volley from each, but they are reinforcing, of course. Ogrin's got that east side, and that is enough. The single cap is enough. The decap over here did it. Autarch had to run away. Awesome stuff. Level 8 Lord General. And we had a level 5 Warlock. Superb Chimera play from BestN00b. Really frustrated the Wraith Guard the entire game. I think triple Wraith Guard, maybe overkill. Double Wraith Guard and Warp Spiders. Or double Wraith Guard and Fire Dragons maybe. I think Warp Spiders would have been better. And some war gear from this guy. So perhaps some compositional errors from Spider. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.